I'm nervous. I didn't even talk at Mamita or Mama Guys Wait, but I've been thinking of Tita Ricky talaga, and I have some things to share. So, of course, we grew up together. Kami magpipinsan, nila Ricky, May, and Ken. And Tito Ricky was always the strict tito in the family. As in, kinatatakutan talaga namin siya. And he always had like a strong presence. He was the strict one, opposite of my dad, Monching. And he was always kind of parang yung wise, like madaming tinuturo, ganyan. Also, when it came to films, like bata pa lang kami, I think we were 8 years old and he made us watch The Shining. It was Halloween, and he put us all in the sala. We were out of town in Subic. He made us watch The Shining. I was probably 9, Ricky May was like 7 or 6. And he made us watch Jack Nicholson on Halloween. So, syempre, tutok na tutok kaming lahat kasi The Shining, nakakatakot. Tapos, sobrang bata pa namin. And then we look outside the window of the sliding door and he's standing behind the sheer curtain. Nakaganon. So, syempre, takot na takot kami kasi, do you remember? He went out to scare us. So, parang ito talaga si Tito Nong. Loko talaga to. We call him Tito Nong kasi he's also our ninong. So, Tito Nong and Tita Na. And then, I would always hear stories from my mom na Tito Nong is actually really funny and friendly and like chill and like ma-party. Tapos parang Tito Gets, like, hindi yun yung pagkakakilala namin sa kanya. Kasi syempre, as kids, you know, he would drive like, I think hanggang 50 kilometers per hour na. And like, he was always very safe, very teaching us to be super careful and things like that. One time, we watched the movie again. So he would take us to watch movies. Siya talaga yung nagtuturo sa amin ng cinema and things like that. So he was the first one who brought us to Power Plant. When Power Plant first opened, with a backstory of Power Plant used to be a power plant, yung ganyan. Para talaga siyang tour guide. So yeah, syempre tutok na tutok kami sa mga kwento ni Tito Nong. And then the movie, is it before the movie or after? So that is a power plant. I don't know if you guys are, of course, alam nyo yung merong potato corner doon, diba? Tapos meron yung where you buy your popcorn, ganyan. There used to be high chairs there. And then yung parang bar stool na merong tables. Tito Nong sat on the bar stool, pero nalaglag siya. Parang hindi na salon ng upuan yung buong puwet niya. And he like slid like a turtle talaga, like ganon. Sa gitna ng power plant. Tapos imbis na tulungan namin siya nila Ken and Ricky May, we all like dispersed and laughed at him. And then, pero, knowing Tito Ricky na very safety and like strict, imbis na makitawa siya sa amin, he proceeded to give us like a 30-minute lecture about how to properly fall on your butt without breaking anything. And saying na buti hindi tayo nasa Amerika, kundi pwede siya magdemanda, buti na lang marunong siya malaglag, kundi baka nabalikan siya. So, that was like one of our core memories with Tito Nong. Kasi, di ba sobrang laki niyang tao, you never really see him, you know, stumble or anything. And then, I was lucky enough to work with him nung nag-umpisa na akong mag-artista. Ang swerte ko kasi he was the first director in the first ever teleserye na napasama ako. So iniisip ko, ay salamat kasi at least yung director si Tito Nong. Hindi ako masyadong kakabahan. Sigurado ko, alagaan niya ako kasi maawa naman siya sa akin. Bagong artista lang ako, di ko pa alam kung paano talaga. And he was very, very helpful. Like, he's the type of director, I'm sure a lot of you know na iaarte din niya yung eksena, di ba? So, gagayahin mo na lang to the best of your ability. Although, syempre, napakahusay niya, mahirap siyang gayahin ng 100%. So, come to my last day of shooting, ang eksena is mababaril ako. Tapos, dapat mabaril. Okay, sobrang bagong artista ako. Di talaga ako marunong ng anything. First teleserye, kapatid ako ni Uncle Richard. Teleserye ni Uncle Richard and ni Carla Abellana. And then, gusto niya, mababaril ako ng machine gun. Mga 6 na bala. Tapos, syempre inacting niya. Pero yung acting niya, sabi niya, hindi ka malalaglag agad. Kailangan unti-unti kang malalaglag. So, inacting niya, di ba? So, parang okay, yes po direct. Tapos, edi, unti-unting malalaglag ng slow-mo hanggang sa mapadapa sa lupa. Tapos pati yung ulo, unti-unting malalaglag. Paano ko to? Okay. Yes po direct. Tapos, so malapit na mag-take, lumapit sa akin yung mga effects team. Tapos, kakabitan pala nila ako ng squib. So, squib is parang yung pumuputok na, it's like an effect pag nabaril ka sa TV. And first time ko makikita ng ganun, parang mga dalawang malalaking lalaki lumapit sa akin, tapos may dala-dala silang mga squib, may mga kable, mga 15 na kable. So, ako, ano po yan? Sabi, yun nga yung puputok, para kunyari na baril. Okay. Tapos ang daming kinabit, iaakit yung kable sa pants mo, hanggang dito, dun sa 6 na bala na gusto niyang tumama sa akin. Tapos parang ako, direct, masakit ba to? Kasi first time ko lang po eh. Sabi niya, hindi masakit yan. Nakabit ka na ba ng antik? Sabi ko, okay. Oh, sige, kaya. Sabi niya, oo, mga parang benting antik lang yan. Ano ba direct? Okay, sige. Pero sobrang kinakabahan talaga ako kasi syempre, masakit yun eh, di ba? Anyway, kinabit na, tapos, di naman pala masakit. Pero sa nervyos ko, ang pangit-pangit nung ginawa kong eksena. Ayaw nyo lang makita. Ang pangit talaga, as in nagmukha akong T-Rex, as in ganun pagkamatay ko. Na sinabi ng nanay ko, anak, huwag mo nang uulitin. Tapos hindi na kami pwede mag-take 2 kasi cut-off na ni Uncle Richard. Hello, Tita Annabella. Tapos, sa sobrang pangit nung ginawa kong eksena, hindi ako binigyan ng teleserye for 1 year. As in, nagka-crisis na ako ng tama pang nag-artista. Anyway, luckily, a few years later, si Direk Ricky yung director ko ulit sa isang teleserye naman sa GMA. So I was like, okay, yes, makakabawi ako kay Direk, gagalingan ko na, ganyan. So, syempre, alam niyo naman si Direk Ricky, talagang mahal na mahal niya ang trabaho niya, sobrang workaholic yan. He's always working on a project. At hindi siya sumusuko. Nandito si Miss Michelle, yung EP namin. Hi, Miss Michelle! Bawat taping namin noon hanggang 7 AM. Pero gusto kong magpatunay sa kanya na, mas magaling na ako ngayon, direct kaya ko na to. To the point na ina-acid na ako sa eksena kasi hindi ko na, pagod na talaga ako. Pero Direk Ricky talagang super dedicated to his job. He taught us all so much. Minsan napapagalitan kami kapag naglalaro-laro kami. Pero lahat ng tinuro niya sa amin, lalo sa mga batang artista, talagang it really prepared us for everything else na pagdadaanan namin. And hindi siya naging madamot sa mga payo at sa kwento. And even though he was such a workaholic, every lunch break, all he would talk about was you guys. All he would talk about was like Ken, and Yuki, and Ara, and Teddy. And minsan may mga pinipirmahan siyang papeles. It's like, ano yan, Direk? Wala, just for Ken, for Yuki. So talagang nabalance niya yung pagmamahal niya sa trabaho and yung pagmamahal niya sa pamilya niya. Like, it was really the thing he was proud of the most. So, ayun, Tito Nong, ano ba magsasabihin ko kay Tito Nong? Okay. One of the last times that I hung out naman with Tito Nong was last year in your house, remember? Oo. Tapos, ang gusto niyang gawin, panoorin namin yung pelikula niya. Ricky Davao and Cynthia Luster. Yes. Oo. Kasi sabi ko, dito na yung next show ko, medyo action, lavender fields, ganyan. Ah, talaga ba? Ako gumagawa lahat ng stunts ko. So yung birthday party sa bahay, naging film viewing. We watched the entire movie. Tapos pinapaliwanag niya, bawat stunt. At meron pang stunt na proud siya kasi sumabit siya sa helicopter na wala siyang stunt double. At talaga naman nakakamangha. And we're so grateful to get, the first-hand experience of all his, career experiences and his love for the job. And sobrang proud lang kami, I think, to be part of his family. And I don't know, honestly, hindi pa talaga nagsisink in. Like, this feels kind of like taping. Kasi meron din akong isang last na kay Tito Ricky. Siya yung tatay ko dati sa teleserye, but he was also the director. Pero nag-cameo siya bilang tatay ko. Tapos yung role ng tatay, mamamatay. So may eksena na nasa kabaong siya. Pero nagdidirect siya. Ganun siya ka-dedicated sa trabaho niya. As in, nakahiga siya. Pero, yan, i-close up mo yun. Close up mo. Close up mo. Kasi kinasara niya sa nila. Tapos kakatok na lang siya. Cut. So, I'm very lucky to have known him as family and as work. And we love you, Tito Nong. And ko na alam kung paano to. But we love you and thank you so much, everyone, for loving him the way we do.